Well, look, we're choosing both a leader of the opposition and also a potential prime minister. And it's really important to have somebody who has got the confidence and the strength to take the argument to the Conservatives and the Liberals and say, on jobs, you're wrong. But also on cutting school building, on what they're doing to the NHS, that you just got this badly wrong, it's unfair. And I think I've shown, not just on the economy, but also on public services, that I can do that. But at the same time, it's also about choosing a prime minister, and it's about judgment. It's about showing you can make the right calls, and I did that on, for example, us not joining the single currency earlier in the decade, which was definitely the right call, even if it was not a popular decision to take at the time with many of my Labour colleagues. It's also about being a campaigner. I fought a very difficult constituency in the last election, and I showed that if you actually get out there on the doorstep in public meetings, work very closely with party members, with trade union members, even in the face of millions from Lord Ashcroft, you can win and we can defeat the Conservatives. And I did that. But to do that, I also had to be able to speak the language not just of business leaders or finance ministers, but also of mums and dads and workplace colleagues. And that's very important because David Cameron, Nick Clegg, they don't really talk the language of people in our country. They're not really in touch. We need a Labour leader who can show they are in touch and can do it in that way. And finally, we need somebody who is passionate about politics and passionate about Labour. I'm somebody who said very loud and clear, I'm proud to be financed by trade union support. I'm very proud of the Labour Party and the Cooperative Party movement, of which I'm part. And also, look, my dad came from a working class community in Norwich. He was the first generation from a widowed family to go to university. That was only made possible because the post-war Labour government made that happen. And that commitment to social justice, that desire for that to be possible, not just for some children, but for every child and every family and every community, that's what's driven all the things I've done on the economy and jobs, on education, on campaigning hard to get more support for disabled children and their families, which was something I was very involved in the last few years. It's all about, in the end, saying there's no barrier too great to overcome which gets in the way of a child being happy and doing well or an adult having a fair chance if we work together to make it happen. But you've got to believe in government. You've got to believe in social justice. I've shown I've got the judgment to make the right calls, but also I can take the fight to the Conservatives and the Liberals. And if we don't do it that way, we'll not get back into power. And if Labour's not in power, then we can't deliver for the people who we are there to serve. So that's why I'm standing for Labour leader.